Listen, before this video goes any further, I need you to understand something about yourself that nobody has ever told you honestly. Your mind is not weak. It's just untrained. Your potential is not gone. It's just buried. And your future is not lost. It's just waiting for you to finally wake up and take control. Right now, your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, your fears, they've all been running on autopilot. You've been reacting, not choosing. You've been surviving, not living. And deep inside, you can feel it. You can feel that something is off. You can feel that you're meant for more. You can feel that there's a version of you that's powerful, disciplined, focused, hungry, but you haven't unlocked that version yet because the world has trained you to stay small, stay quiet, stay comfortable. But today, right now, in this moment, something is shifting. Something inside you is waking up. Something inside you is tired of being controlled by negativity, by doubt, by fear, by weakness, by the same old patterns. You've been letting your mind talk you out of your greatness for too long. You've been letting your feelings decide your actions. You've been letting your past dictate your future. And I'm here to tell you that ends today, because the moment you understand that the mind can be rebuilt, rewired, reprogrammed, everything changes. You stop being a prisoner of your thoughts and you become the architect of your destiny. You have no idea how powerful you actually are. You have no idea how much strength you've been carrying without using it. You have no idea how many battles you could win if you just stepped into the battlefield instead of running from it. You've been operating at maybe 5% of who you are. Not because you're weak, but because you've been distracted, drained, and conditioned to believe you're average. You've let comfort numb you. You've let fear limit you. You've let people define you. And every day you stay in that mindset, your true self dies a little more. But here's the shift. The mind can be trained the same way a muscle can. It grows when you challenge it. It sharpens when you pressure it. It strengthens when you stop running from what scares you and start facing it head on. The real battle is not in your life. The real battle is in your head. And the second you win in your head, the world outside becomes easy. You think discipline is impossible? It starts in the mind. You think confidence is rare? It starts in the mind. You think success is far? It starts in the mind. Everything, your habits, your actions, your future begins with the psychology you build inside yourself. So as you listen to this, don't just hear the words. Feel them. Let them hit you. Let them shake something awake inside of you. Because this is not just motivation. This is a mental reset, a psychological shift, a moment where you stop letting life control you and start taking command of your identity. This is where the weak thoughts die and the stronger version of you is born. Stay with me until the last second, because by the end of this, you won't think the same, you won't feel the same, and you won't live the same. This is the moment your mind finally wakes up. That comfort is the silent killer of potential, because it disguises itself as safety, peace, and relief, when in reality, it is the very thing that stops you from becoming who you were meant to be. Comfort feels good because it asks nothing from you. It demands no sacrifice, no risk, no stretch, no transformation. It whispers, you're fine where you are, even when you know deep inside that you're capable of so much more. And the scary part is that comfort doesn't destroy you all at once. It destroys you slowly, quietly, day after day, by convincing you to settle for less than you're capable of. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you shrink a little. Every time you avoid the challenge, you weaken your spirit. Every time you choose the easy path, you deny yourself the opportunity to build the discipline, confidence, and resilience that success requires. Comfort is the thief that steals your greatness while making you feel like everything is okay. People don't realize how dangerous comfort is because it doesn't feel like a threat. Pressure feels like a threat. Fear feels like a threat. Failure feels like a threat. But comfort feels warm, familiar, relaxing, and that's why it's deadly. Your brain loves routine because it wants to protect you from pain and effort, so it encourages you to repeat the same behaviors, stay in the same patterns, avoid anything that feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. But the truth is that every dream you want, every level you've never reached, every version of yourself you haven't met yet, the stronger you, the disciplined you, the unstoppable you, All of that lives outside the walls of comfort. You don't step into power by holding on to comfort. You step into power by letting comfort go. Most people are addicted to comfort without even realizing it. They wake up and immediately choose the easy option. Snooze the alarm, skip the workout, delay the project, avoid the confrontation, put off the dream. Then they say, I don't know why my life isn't changing. Their life isn't changing because they aren't changing. They're repeating patterns created by comfort. They're letting comfort dictate their behavior, their mindset, their identity. And comfort always chooses the path of least resistance. Comfort will always push you toward what's easy, not what's necessary. Comfort will protect your feelings, but it will never protect your future. The saddest thing about comfort is that it slowly convinces you to accept a life you don't actually want. You start telling yourself stories to justify staying where you are. Maybe this is enough. Maybe this is who I am. Maybe this is all I can do. Comfort pushes you to rewrite your dreams so that they fit your fears instead of building the courage to chase what you truly want. And once comfort takes hold of your life, it becomes your prison. You can't grow inside a prison. You can't evolve inside a prison. You can't become powerful inside a prison. And yet millions of people remain locked inside their comfort zones their entire lives, never tapping into even 20% of their potential. But the real tragedy is not just living below your potential. It's becoming numb to it. When comfort becomes normal, ambition feels uncomfortable. When comfort becomes your identity, discipline feels unnatural. When comfort becomes your default setting, greatness feels impossible. Comfort trains you to tolerate mediocrity. It trains you to avoid the pressure that could have transformed you. Comfort makes you forget your hunger, your fire, your dreams. It convinces you to wait for the right time, the right moment, the perfect opportunity. But those things don't exist. There is no right time. There is no perfect condition. Growth doesn't happen when everything is ideal. Growth happens when you make a decision to break the cycle, step forward, and do the work even when it's uncomfortable. Comfort makes you believe you have time. It blinds you to the reality that life is happening right now. Opportunities are passing right now. Your chance at greatness is fading right now. Comfort steals years from your life and leaves you with regret. You don't notice the damage until it's too late. You wake up one day and realize you stayed stuck because you chose what felt good instead of what was good for you. Comfort is the silent killer of potential because it destroys your hunger. Hunger is the driving force of achievement. Hunger wakes you up early. Hunger pushes you through the pain. Hunger keeps you going when everyone else quits. But when you get too comfortable, your hunger fades. You lose the intensity. You lose the urgency. You lose the fight. And once the hunger is gone, the dream dies with it. Not because you weren't capable, but because you weren't uncomfortable enough to pursue it. But the truth is, deep down, you know comfort is holding you back. You can feel it. You feel the tension between the life you live and the life you want. You feel the internal battle between the person you are and the person you know you could become. You feel the frustration of repeating the same cycles year after year. That feeling is not guilt or shame. It's your potential screaming at you, trying to get your attention, trying to wake you up. It's your spirit reminding you that you were built for more than comfort. You were built for growth. You were built for struggle. You were built for strength. You were built for purpose. The moment you break your addiction to comfort is the moment your life changes forever. Because growth is not a mystery. It's a choice. Discipline is not a talent. It's a choice. Strength is not something you're born with. It's built through choices. And every choice that leads to greatness requires stepping away from comfort and into discomfort. That's where transformation begins. That's where identity changes. That's where potential becomes reality. Your potential is not hiding from you. It's waiting for you on the other side of comfort. Your dreams are not impossible. They're just inconvenient. Your success is not out of reach. You just haven't stepped far enough out of your comfort zone to claim it. The life you want is still there, still possible, still waiting, but it requires you to do the uncomfortable thing, to say no when it's easier to say yes, to wake up when it's easier to sleep in, to work when it's easier to relax, to push when it's easier to quit. Every great person had to make that shift. Every great story begins with that decision. I refuse to let comfort control my life. Comfort is the silent killer of potential, but discipline is the weapon that destroys it. Hunger is the fire that replaces it, and courage is the step that eliminates it. When you stop choosing comfort, you stop settling. When you stop settling, you stop shrinking. And when you stop shrinking, you finally step into the person you were always capable of becoming. Your future is not waiting for a more comfortable version of you. It's waiting for a stronger, hungrier, more committed version of you. And that version is born the moment you break free from the addiction that has held you back for too long. The reason stepping into discomfort builds real power is because discomfort forces you to access parts of yourself that comfort will never let you see. When you step into discomfort, you activate a version of yourself that thinks sharper, reacts faster, works harder, and adapts quicker. Discomfort strips away the excuses, the laziness, the hesitation, and reveals your raw potential, the part of you that fights, the part of you that endures, the part of you that refuses to break. You don't discover strength when life is smooth. You discover strength when you're tested. And discomfort is the testing ground. Every moment you choose discomfort over convenience, you're telling your mind, I run this, not you. That alone begins to shift your identity from a follower to a leader, from a victim of circumstances to a controller of outcomes. People often misunderstand discomfort. They treat it like an enemy trying to harm them, when in reality, discomfort is the mentor that teaches you everything comfort never will. Discomfort teaches you resilience because you learn to keep going even when it hurts. Discomfort teaches you focus because when things get hard, you have no choice but to clear out the noise and pay attention. Discomfort teaches you confidence because every time you survive a difficult situation, you build evidence that you can handle more than you thought. Discomfort teaches you discipline because you learn to show up whether you feel like it or not. Discomfort is the classroom where the strong are trained, the determined are sharpened, and the unstoppable are born. When you step into discomfort, you're not suffering, you're evolving. But the reason discomfort is so powerful is because it rewires your entire mindset. Every time you face discomfort and come out the other side, your brain updates its belief system. It begins to realize, if I can handle this, I can handle something bigger. That's why people who constantly challenge themselves grow at a rapid pace. They're constantly upgrading their mental software, while others are stuck in the same mindset, same fears, same habits, same level. The person who embraces discomfort becomes mentally flexible, emotionally strong, and psychologically unshakable. Discomfort builds adaptability, and adaptability is the real superpower in life. When you're adaptable, nothing life throws at you breaks you. It just redirects you. Stepping into discomfort also teaches you how to take control of your emotions instead of being controlled by them. Comfort makes you emotional. It makes you soft. It makes you reactive. But discomfort teaches you emotional endurance. When you push yourself through something you don't enjoy, you learn how to manage stress, frustration, fear, boredom, all the emotions that stop average people from reaching greatness. You begin to understand that emotions are temporary, but discipline is permanent. And once you understand that, you stop letting temporary feelings make permanent decisions. Discomfort forces you to separate your emotions from your actions, and that separation is where personal power is born. Another reason discomfort builds real strength is because discomfort breaks illusions. Comfort lets you lie to yourself. It lets you pretend you're working when you're not. It lets you disguise procrastination as rest, fear as patience, and laziness as self-care. But discomfort exposes you. When you're pushing yourself, there's no place to hide. If you're weak, you'll feel it. If you're unprepared, you'll see it. If you're inconsistent, it will show. Discomfort brings truth to the surface. And even though truth can be painful, truth is the foundation of growth. You can't improve what you refuse to acknowledge. Discomfort forces you to be brutally honest about who you are right now so you can build who you want to become. Stepping into discomfort also builds your tolerance for uncertainty. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they can't handle the unknown. They want guarantees. They want security. They want a clear map. But life doesn't offer that. Success doesn't offer that. Growth doesn't offer that. When you step into discomfort regularly, you learn to thrive without certainty. You learn to trust yourself instead of the circumstances. You learn to walk into situations without knowing exactly how they'll unfold and still perform. That is a rare skill. That is the skill that separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. Discomfort also trains your courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. And the only way to build courage is to face things that intimidate you. When you step into discomfort, you prove to yourself that fear is not a stop sign. It's an invitation to level up. And the more often you accept that invitation, the braver you become. You stop running from challenges. You stop doubting yourself. You stop shrinking. You begin to take risks. You begin to chase opportunities. You begin to step into rooms that once scared you. Discomfort creates courage, and courage creates greatness. And perhaps the most important reason discomfort builds real power is because discomfort is the doorway to transformation. Discomfort changes your identity. When you learn how to do hard things, you begin to see yourself as a person who does hard things. When you learn how to push through pain, you begin to see yourself as someone who doesn't quit. When you start doing what others avoid, you begin to see yourself as someone destined for more. Your self-image changes, your confidence changes, your expectations change, your standards change. You stop tolerating mediocrity. You stop accepting excuses. You stop operating on the level of your old self. Discomfort doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you new. What most people don't see is that discomfort compounds. The more you expose yourself to it, the easier it becomes. Not because the discomfort disappears, but because you grow stronger than the discomfort. The workout doesn't get easier, you get stronger. The grind doesn't get lighter, your resilience increases. The pressure doesn't go away, your tolerance expands. Over time, your new normal becomes what used to intimidate you. And that's the moment you know you've grown. When the thing that used to break you becomes the thing you crush with ease. When you choose discomfort consistently, you build a life that fear cannot control, failure cannot discourage, and obstacles cannot stop. You become someone who shows up regardless of conditions, someone who pushes through regardless of mood, someone who keeps going regardless of setbacks. That's real strength. That's real power. And the only way to build that power is to stop avoiding discomfort and start using it. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is your invitation. It is the key to unlocking your potential, the path to discovering who you really are, and the place where your character is carved. If you want a stronger mind, a stronger discipline, a stronger identity, you must be willing to walk into the fire. Not because you want to suffer, but because you want to grow. And growth lives on the other side of everything that makes you uncomfortable. The longer you stay trapped in comfort, the more you begin to believe that comfort is normal, that comfort is safety, that comfort is the way life is supposed to feel. But the truth is, comfort slowly destroys your potential by convincing you that you have more time than you really do. Comfort whispers, rest a little more. You can do it later. It's not that serious. And before you realize it, weeks turn into months and months turn into years. The third keynote is about how the comfort zone steals your ambition, quietly, slowly, almost invisibly, until one day you wake up and wonder where your fire went. This is the reality most people live in, a slow death of dreams disguised as a peaceful life. Comfort steals your ambition by making you emotionally numb. When you're too comfortable for too long, nothing excites you anymore. Nothing challenges you. Nothing pushes you to evolve. You start operating on autopilot. You wake up, scroll, eat, work just enough to get by, relax, repeat. There is no hunger, no urgency, no inner fire driving you to be better. The comfort zone slowly removes your desire to fight for more. It tricks you into believing you're fine. even when deep down you know you're capable of so much more. That numbness is dangerous because ambition needs energy, emotion, and pressure. Without them, your desire shrinks, your goals fade, and your potential stays locked away. Comfort also steals ambition by giving you false rewards. It makes you feel good in the moment, but emptier in the long run. The comfort zone offers easy dopamine. Scrolling your phone, watching videos, eating junk food, relaxing all day, staying in bed, avoiding responsibilities. These things feel rewarding in the moment, but leave you with guilt, shame, and regret afterward. Real ambition requires delayed gratification. It requires you to choose long-term satisfaction over short-term pleasure. But comfort trains your brain to chase the opposite. Your mind becomes addicted to the easiest path, even if that path leads you nowhere. The more you give in to easy rewards, the more your ambition weakens, because ambition requires effort, and effort becomes something your mind resists. Comfort also steals ambition by surrounding you with the wrong environment. When you live inside a comfort zone for too long, you attract people with the same mindset. People who don't push themselves, people who don't dream big, people who avoid challenges, people who talk about goals but never take action. And the truth is, your environment always affects your ambition. If everyone around you is comfortable being average, that mindset becomes normal to you. You start thinking you're doing enough just because you're doing as much as they are. Comfort grows stronger when the people around you reinforce it. And ambition dies when you stop surrounding yourself with those who chase greatness. Another way comfort steals ambition is by destroying your tolerance for pressure. Ambition requires resilience. It requires the ability to handle stress, uncertainty, discomfort, and setbacks. But when you stay comfortable, you lose that resilience. You become easily overwhelmed. Small challenges feel big. Minor obstacles drain you. Anything outside your routine feels like a threat. You start avoiding responsibility because responsibility comes with pressure. And without pressure, your ambition suffocates, because ambition thrives in environments where you are stretched, challenged, and forced to grow. When your tolerance for pressure weakens, your willingness to pursue big goals weakens with it. Comfort also steals ambition by rewriting the story you tell yourself. When you're comfortable for too long, you begin to believe you're not capable of more. You start lowering your expectations. You start setting smaller goals. You begin saying things like, maybe this is enough, or maybe I'm not meant for big things, or I'll start later. Comfort kills belief. And once belief dies, ambition dies with it. You cannot pursue greatness if you don't believe you're capable of greatness. The comfort zone quietly rewrites your identity until you no longer see yourself as someone who fights, someone who grinds, someone who overcomes. Instead, you begin seeing yourself as someone who tries, someone who wishes, someone who hopes. Ambition requires identity, and identity fades in comfort. The comfort zone also steals ambition by keeping you disconnected from your purpose. Purpose is fueled by movement. Purpose is fueled by challenge. Purpose is fueled by struggle. You discover who you are by stepping into situations that force you to use your gifts, your strengths, your intelligence, your creativity, your resilience. But when you avoid those situations, your purpose stays hidden. You cannot find purpose in the same routines, the same comfort, the same habits you've been repeating for years. You find purpose when life forces you to rise. But if you never rise, you never discover what you were made to do. And when you lose connection to your purpose, your ambition becomes directionless. Comfort also steals ambition by making you overly dependent on feelings. What keeps people stuck is that they only take action when they feel like it. They work when they're motivated. They move when they're inspired. They try when they're excited. But ambition cannot survive on feelings, because feelings are inconsistent, unstable, and temporary. Comfort trains you to follow your feelings instead of your goals. And when your feelings drop, your effort drops. When your feelings fade, your drive fades. The more you depend on motivation, the weaker your ambition becomes. True ambition grows when you stop relying on feelings and start relying on discipline. Comfort steals ambition in the worst way by making you believe you have time. Time is the biggest illusion comfort gives you. It makes you think you can always start later, always try again tomorrow, always fix things soon. But time moves whether you do or not. And if you waste enough time, you lose opportunities, momentum, confidence, and direction. Nothing destroys ambition faster than the belief that you can always begin tomorrow. Tomorrow has killed more dreams than failure ever will. Comfort feeds you the lie that life is patient. But life is not patient. Ambition requires urgency, and urgency dies in comfort. And finally, comfort steals ambition by making you comfortable with excuses. When you live in comfort, excuses feel valid. You begin saying things like, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I don't know where to start, I don't feel ready, I'll do it later, it's too hard. These excuses become truth in your mind because comfort protects them. But ambition has no room for excuses. Ambition requires accountability. Ambition requires ownership. Ambition requires honesty. When you accept excuses, you reject growth. You choose the story that keeps you small instead of the one that pushes you forward. And over time, the excuses become so normal that you no longer recognize them as excuses. They become your reality. That's how ambition dies quietly, silently, without you even noticing. Comfort is attractive because it feels good, but it steals everything you truly want. It steals your fire, your drive, your hunger, your dreams, your potential, your resilience, your purpose, and your future. And the worst part is, it steals these things slowly. And you don't realize the damage until it's too late. The comfort zone is not a place of safety. It is a place of slow decay. It is where ambition goes to die. It is where potential remains untapped. It is where average becomes acceptable. And if you stay there long enough, you forget you ever wanted more. If you want your ambition back, you must break the cycle. You must disrupt your comfort. You must reintroduce pressure, challenge, discomfort, structure, discipline, and purpose into your life. You must push your limits. You must force yourself into situations that require growth. Ambition returns when you give it something to chase. And nothing in the comfort zone is worth chasing. Only when you escape comfort do you remember who you are, what you want, and what you're capable of. Only then does your ambition become alive again. You have to understand something right now. Life is not going to hand you a new future while you sit in the same comfort that has been killing your potential for years. Nothing changes until you change. Nothing grows until you grow. Nothing transforms until you make the decision to break free from the habits, the excuses, the patterns, and the mentality that have kept you stuck in the same cycle. This conclusion is not here to make you feel good. It's here to make you move. Because if you finish this video and go back to your comfort zone, then everything you just heard becomes wasted potential. But if you finish this video with fire in your chest and a decision in your heart, you will never be the same again. You've been living too small for too long. You've been letting comfort convince you that survival is enough, that routine is enough, that just getting by is enough. But deep inside you, there's a version of you begging for a chance to rise, a version of you that wants to break limits, not live inside them, a version of you that's hungry, powerful, disciplined, focused, and unstoppable. That version of you is still alive, but it's suffocating inside the comfort you keep choosing every day. And the truth is, you're not tired because life is hard. You're tired because comfort drains your soul. You're exhausted because you're living beneath your potential. You're frustrated because you know you were built for more, but you haven't demanded more from yourself yet. This is the moment where everything can change. This is the moment where you draw the line and say, I'm done being the soft version of myself. I'm done being controlled by comfort. I'm done letting fear and excuses decide my future. You have to choose growth over ease. You have to choose discipline over distraction. You have to choose purpose over pleasure. And most importantly, you have to choose the future you deserve over the comfort you're addicted to. Because comfort can't coexist with greatness. One must die for the other to live. And here's the truth you need to take with you when this video ends. The discomfort you're afraid of is not your enemy. It's your doorway. It's the gate you must walk through to reach the life you keep dreaming about. Everything you want, success, confidence, power, discipline, a new identity lives on the other side of the resistance you keep avoiding. The pain you fear is temporary, but the pride of transformation lasts a lifetime. You've wasted enough time numbing yourself with comfort. You've wasted enough time delaying your dream. You've wasted enough time living like you don't matter. It's time to step into the version of you that's been waiting. So when this video ends, don't sit down. Don't relax. Don't say, I'll start tomorrow. Move, act, take a step. Do something that disrupts your comfort. Do something difficult. Do something that pushes you. Because the second you move, your life begins to shift. The second you break the pattern, the addiction weakens. And once you taste growth again, real growth, you will never want comfort the same way again. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is where the weak version of you dies and the stronger version is born. Don't waste it. Move now. Your future is waiting.